My name's John Hunter, run Cuestars, which is competition in the south of England. Also the creator of the Cuestars Academy, which is training routines. And I've got a really good one to share with you today. For those of you perhaps that are, I don't know, sort of quite new to snooker, maybe, up to probably 50 break makers, something like that. I think this is a really good little challenge to try and achieve. So you'll see here I've lined up three lines of 5 reds. Okay, this line's across the black spot, this line, the middle red, is on the pink spot, and here I've just got these lined up so that they're about the same distance apart, the 3 lines of reds. And these reds are really in the business end of the table, where they're going to be in a game, so where the balls are going to be in a game for break building. So what it will do is it will get you used to playing little cannons, just finding you navigating through little gaps, putting the cue ball into good zones, because early on here it would be important to try and put this cue ball, if you can, so that you've got several possibilities. You could get on, say, 2 or 3 reds at a time, and then as you near the end of the break, you're going to get a double benefit. You're going to get the fact you're getting a little bit tight, because you obviously want to try and do it, especially if you haven't cleared them. And secondly, your cue ball's going to have to get better, unless you're very, some people are really good at potting their way out of trouble. So anyway, that's it. So what I'm going to do is do a little talk through of this and see how far I can get. So I'm a fan of trying to just figure out the first 3 shots that you would like to play, and then after this first shot, then reassess it again, and then think through the next. So you're sort of doing it in that process. So you might think the first 3 shots, and then when you get to the second shot, you might have to then reassess it. So that's the key anyway. So let's have a little go at this. So a little soft stun to start. And again, we're training. I always think it's important just to take your time, slow things down. Even the great Ronnie O'Sullivan says that. So that, because when you play your matches, that little bit of tension, that little bit of nerves is going to probably speed you up. Although I have a little theory, actually. I think if you're a slow player, you get slower. And if you're a fast player, you get faster. But the idea of training is just to find, what your sort of natural pace is, the right sort of pace to play. So I'm just going to cut this red in. I'm playing into a gap now between the banks of red. You see, I've been careful with the pace of the cue ball there. And again, that should give me a nice selection. So a little stun on this red will leave me on 2 again. And the better you get at this routine, you will get to that lovely place where you're doing the routine, much of it without much thinking, because you'll be good with your cue ball. But that will take time. That will take time. Obviously, the more time you give a routine, the better you're going to get at it. So you can see here, they're being careful. They're not moving this cue ball too much. And it's good. Try and get close to the next ball if you can do. You might still pot them from distance, but are you going to do that when you're under pressure in a match? Probably not. So if you can be good with your cue ball and your training, then you see, even there, you see, I took advantage there to punch nearer that red. If I rolled it in the natural angle, it would have been further away. Again, in training, I might not have caused me a problem, but I'm wary that if, my experience of match play is that those little things that you're doing wrong in training can cost you. Now that's the first poor shot I've made. I didn't quite punch that enough, and that actually has proved very costly. So it's pushed that red in front of the other one. So you see there, that one sloppy positional shot. I mean, now I'm into recovery pot mode, so I've got to cut this in the middle. There's a nice angle. This. So I'll say it's a nice angle. I could drop back where I was before. It's quite funny. Right, well, that's often the case when you run out of position. It takes a while to get back into position. Right, again, do I cut the red in the middle and the corner? I think I cut this red in the middle as well, and just hope that I don't do the same thing again. All right, that's it. Finally learnt. Still, this is quite an awful finish to the break, but right, another sort of tough positional shot here. I've sort of got to punch it. Again, it's always good to visualise what you're doing when you've got something that's complicated. When you've got simple stuff, just go with the flow. Just do it instinctively, do it automatically. But the moment you're faced with situations like this, and you've got to sort of really try and get a picture of the shot. And I'm picturing punching up past the yellow spot and back down the table. I want to sort of be in this area, so I get the choice of two reds. So it's a middle ball punch is what I'm saying. But I've gone too low on the cue ball, so now I've got a bit of long pot in practice. So, I mean, the good news is probably I'm showing here the experience of anybody that is getting close to doing this for the first time. They're going to have these kind of shots, no doubt. Right, okay, hanging in there. So another crazy recovery pot. Right, so one shot to go. Just run it through. Right. Well, I really enjoyed that because that was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? It all was going nicely. I played one poor positional shot and then it all went wrong. But the good news is, I'm sure if you haven't done this routine before, you'll probably find the ending of the break. The ending of your break would be similar to the ending of mine, with lots of crazy pots, if you should do it. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, but I hope you enjoyed the end of that break because I thought that's pretty cool. Anyway, hopefully that little training routine will be one that wanting you to get down your local snooker hall and put some practice in. Anyway, once again, massive thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Cuestars YouTube channel. Hopefully see you in another one of these videos very soon. Take care. Bye.